Today's Thursday, May 21st, 2020. I'm up here at a place called Dorman Point. Looking across the water to West Vancouver, where our ferry comes from. To Horseshoe Bay over there. Sitting in a little beautiful arbutus tree that grow all over this island. Just had a big day of work. Overslept this morning and was late to work. Fortunately, I have a good relationship with my boss, and he rolls with it when I show up late, so I guess I'm fortunate for that. He appreciates that I come at all, I guess. Oh man. But no, big day at work. Looked at another job after work, side job. Feeling a little drained, a little tired. Had some fun thoughts going through my head today while I was working. Kind of maybe just running from the energy of yesterday's video I did and realizing that I really want to live my ideal life. Like, I have a really strong desire to be successful, and not successful at just anything. Like, I want to be successful at my ideal lifestyle, and my ideal lifestyle would be running a business, doing things that I absolutely love, and the things I love are the things that I believe in for myself, for all humans, for the planet, for our potential. And it got me thinking about Wu Wei Brotherhood and what some of my dreams are, my ideals are for this men's group. It seems men's groups are beneficial on so many levels. Just about any men's group you do for any reason, it's probably helping everything out. You know, it's there's so many good things that go down inside of each men's group, and I have my own particular vision with men's groups, and I have a vision for myself of I want to be a global peace ambassador. That's how I see myself. I don't see peace as like our greatest achievement. I see like global peace as like a starting point for beautiful creation to now begin, because we've established some peace on the planet so that this can start to happen. And so a fundamental part of my men's groups, an underlying layer, is this element of being creators of peace. It's not just about wanting peace or accepting peace if it's offered to us, but it's about learning how to create peace in places where peace isn't happening. It's about learning how to believe in peace and to aim for it, even when it seems like it's not an alternative or a possibility. It's about like laying down that third way, that middle path. Like, people are over here in this camp and war is happening, You say like, hey, I'm gonna choose a middle path and make a camp for peace and pray that in and figure out how that can happen. And I'm gonna call in my people in my tribe and we're gonna help work this out. In my mind, peace isn't about there being no more conflict on our planet, but it's about us learning how to navigate conflict in a peaceful way, in a graceful way, in a respectful way, in a understanding that conflict comes up for our learning, for our growth, not just as individuals but as a species. And as we learn how to navigate these things and see the wisdoms, see the lessons, see the learnings, see the beauty that can come from these conflicts, all the while like respecting each other as we move through that and being curious to dig into it more and more, then we can start to harvest the gold in those situations and share it out with the people. So my ideal would be a men's group that holds this as a teaching, as an underlying principle that educates men on how to be creators of peace, how to cultivate it in our personal lives, for ourselves, which is a lifelong work right there, how to cultivate it in our closest relationships with our partners, how to cultivate it with other men, which a men's group is the great place to get that started. Learn how to be good listeners, learn how to be curious more than judgmental. Ideally, yes, this would be a part of what Wu Wei Brotherhood would be, a part of my men's groups, my men's gatherings. It's something that I am making plans right now to expand into more of an online platform so that I can network with a bigger audience, with more people that are interested in holding these fields, holding these resonances. I've realized too that as long as these tones are set as kind of like the structure, the ideal, it's not necessary that we talk about them every men's group or have some study group about it. But as we speak to it and hold this vision, then when we come together and speak, I've found that the men's groups are rich and meaningful without any topics being set, just with each person speaking the truth of their heart in the moment. Just with each person speaking like what's gone down since the last time we all met in our men's group that's been the most profound thing in my life. What's the one thing I can say right now that makes my heart quiver just to speak it? Or turns my stomach to say it, or causes a full body reaction to speak these words. If we can speak like that inside of a men's circle, then other men in that circle, they feel that in their heart, they feel that in their gut. And we start to move outside of the space of just like chattering or talking like we would at a bar or whatever. But make good use of those times to speak our truth and to speak what's most meaningful and important to us. And as you have men coming together to do that, like, wow, new bonds are formed right away, and like friendships are made and understandings come in and a new level of seeing the other. And as we learn how to navigate things like anger and other intense things with each other, with the support of each other, I feel like conflict is not so intimidating anymore. We learn how to hold space for each other and hold space as a group, and then we could invite conflict that's happening somewhere else in the community into that space and help to work it out, if nothing else, just to help understand it and relieve some of the pressure, so whatever pressure that's happening in the conflict's not just held in the one person or the two parties, that we can kind of maybe more collectively hold the tension of that space and help to breathe into it, feel into it, see what it's having to say and speak to us about what's happening. These ideas were coming up for me today as I was working. They're not so much new ideas as much as the desire for me to start to speak to them more. Start to speak out loud what it is I want to create in my men's circles. Why I want to do them. You know, it's kind of for that bigger vision of holding like peace education. That peace is a choice we make to choose to follow it, choose to seek it, choose to create it. And we're choosing to cultivate it by even showing up in these circles. And I can't bring up these circles without also speaking to the underlying principle of my main reason for those men's circles would be to help us as men to have stronger, more beautiful, more peaceful relationships with women. To come into a place where we can be in that co-creative state with women. And I feel like men as a group on the planet have a big responsibility when it comes to creating peace, as it seems that we're actively involved in a lot of the not peace and a lot of the war and a lot of the disturbances going on. And if we could help to learn and cultivate how to hold peace together with each other, we can start to network our peace communities with other peace communities and start to bridge out across the planet in a stronger grid of peacekeeping, peace creating, a safe place for women to create, a safe place for us to come together with women to create. I also want my men's group to be open to input from women. Even the men's group, I want it to be a co-creative project with women, with the feminine, so that it comes out in a beautiful way. Other than the privacy of what's said from the men, there's nothing that's being said inside of this men's circle that couldn't be spoken in the audience of a woman, in the way of I don't ever want to be in a men's circle where you're going to speak something that would be offensive or degrading to a woman. It's like it's not a space to go and say something that you would say because they can't hear. It's like it's a place where we can go and speak be private and confidential with our feelings, with our emotions, with our private life, with other men, in the confidence of that, to start to build our strength to be ready to take on the responsibilities and the struggles we're facing in our relationships, in our worlds. But I guess I wanted to speak to that a little today. There's always a lot I have cooking inside, and I'm feeling some close friends of mine reaching out to me, and it's like the time is cooking up for these projects to start to grow and move into their next level. And if you're hearing this and there's any part of what I'm saying that sounds interesting to you or speaks to you, like, please message me. If you're interested in working with me, if you're curious and you want to learn more, like, message me, leave a message underneath this video or contact me directly. Come to my website that I have up and going, osharua.com. I think now's the time for us to speak our truth and live our truth out loud and call our tribes together. And that's what I hope to do with these videos, to connect with people that resonate with me, who are interested in creating together with me, to dreaming big, living our ideal lives, being successful at doing exactly what we want to do. Successful in our ideal lives. Not just successful at what we seem to have the options for. Because I feel there's really big work to do on the planet. And a lot of these things I'm speaking to, I feel, are just the beginning, just the starting points for all of the amazing things to take off from. So I'm eager to get started. And I'm eager to be spending more of my day, more of my week, more of my month in these kind of projects, in these kind of conversations, in these kind of collaborations with people who are feeling me. That's what's cooking inside me today while I'm working. And thank you again for listening. And yeah, I hope my words are encouraging. I hope you feel the resonance of truth in the way I speak it. Have an awesome day. See you next time.